Hello everyone and welcome to the Dr. Pepper Dash Series season finale here at the Iowa Speedway, the Champions 150. 5 drivers enter this race looking for a title. 2 of them very close together, the other 3 on the outside looking in. 5 drivers fighting, and one of them starts on the pole. That is second place in points, Adam Mitchell in that number 61 for Hagen Enterprises. He enters this race only 3 points behind Casey Nanico. And Nanico, who has had an abysmal qualifying run the last few races, starts very far back. Mitchell, if he wins this race, he wins the championship. No one else can stop him. With those 5 points being between first and second, depending on how well Adam Mitchell runs this race, there'd be no way to stop him. Joe Rutkowski in the 66 starts second. He is a Dover winner, but he is not in the championship hunt. But Dale Cole Jr. is the biggest long shot, 24 points back. The most you can make in a DPDS race, 26. He needs to win the race, lead the most laps, lead a lap, and hope that Adam Mitchell and Casey Nanico finish 21st and 22nd, respectively. Cole Jr. is on the outside looking in, but still has a shot at it. Mitchell Collins finally making a race in that 44 car. He is an Iowa native. Kyle Corbett starts 14th. He sits 18 points back in the 3rd position for Rockstar Energy Racing. The only driver to win 2 races this season. He wants to get that car into victory lane and championship as well. Rockstar Energy Racing has not won a race in the Mountain Dew Custom Series or the Crown Royal Truck Series. They have won here, however. Daniel Kobza sits 4th in points. He's 19 back, starting this race from the 16th position. The dirt racer turned stock car driver in that number 93 for his own team, looking to try to win this championship. It's going to be a long shot for him as well, but if something happens to both the 85 and the 61, anything could happen in this race. Ricky Freeman Jr. finally makes a start for his own new team, that 92 team. And the final driver, the points leader, Casey Nanico, who has pretty much led the points all season long after finishing 2nd and the highest DPDS driver at Homestead. Nanico starts this race in 20th. His qualifying performances have been horrible the last 4 races, most of them starting outside of the top 10, while guys like Kyle Corbett and Adam Mitchell were able to pick up so many points on him. He's going to have to fight from the back today to try to win, but Adam Mitchell starting on pole, Dale Cole Jr. starting 3rd. Those 2 drivers are hungry and hope to pull away early on. We're getting ready to get the command to fire the engines here for the Champions 150. We thank you guys for tuning in to all 8 races this season in the DPDS, and hopefully this 9th one will be exciting as well. Who will win the championship? 38 laps away here at Iowa, but first we need the commands to fire the engines at the Iowa Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
With that, the engines are fired. 22 drivers rolling off for 38 laps. Adam Mitchell on the pole. He starts in the catbird seat, hoping that he can win and possibly win the title as well. Nanico is his major threat, but as long as he can finish up inside the top 10, he doesn't have to worry about Kyle Corbett, Daniel Kobza, and Dale Cole Jr. They need Mitchell and Nanico both to finish outside of the top 10, even maybe the top 15, and those guys win if they want a chance at the championship. So if the 61 and 85 can survive this race, they could be the 2 fighting for the title. 3 points separate the top 2. It's a big gap of 15 back to Kyle Corbett after Adam Mitchell, but those guys do not count them out. Corbett has shown speed this season. He can make his way from the back. Casey Nanico as well. But Adam Mitchell leads us down with Joe Rutkowski. It's a 38-lap race here at Iowa. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing at the Champions 150 in the Dr. Pepper Dash Series. Already into turn 1, Rutkowski up the track. That inside line is where you want to be. The outside really can't do anything, but Rutkowski carries momentum off of turn number 2, trying to pull away from Dale Cole Jr. And Adam Mitchell right now, this is important for him. This will give him 1 bonus point as he will lead lap 1 here at Iowa. That is a bonus point towards his championship run as Rutkowski's in the wall. Now Mitchell Collins further back in that 44. He was diving to the inside of John Felber. Look at Scott Roush up there as they are 2 and 3 wide further back. Sam Picard in the 71. A previous Iowa winner in the Crown Royal Truck Series. He's trying to make his way towards the front as well. And Picard is doing double duty this weekend. He made the Crown Royal Truck Series race. Side by side for the race lead, it's now Dale Cole Jr. in the Racing for Jesus 89 for Shepherd Racing, trying to save that team. They are negative right now, but now as he goes for the race lead. He needs those bonus points, and it's good to have some bonus points too, even if it just puts you back even with Adam Mitchell, and that's what it's going to do. Dale Cole Jr. is going to get a lap led, give him an extra bonus point. Adam Mitchell maintains the second position, continuing to stay in the points lead, but now Picard all over the 91 of Alex Turner back there. And now look at James Ellison in the 39. He's also pulling double duty this weekend. He is driving the 53 for the injured DJ Gibson. And now Desmond Docks almost made it 4 wide there. Collins starting to drop back. Rutkowski's in the back of the pack. Looking further back, there's Daniel Kobza. He can't get to the bottom. Kyle Corbett now 22nd. That's not good to start his championship hopes off. And Casey Nanico right now 19th. The inside line might be able to work with him and push him to the front. It's going to be hard to get up there. They're still battling for the race lead. Adam Mitchell and Dale Cole Jr. Mitchell wants that extra bonus point for leading the most laps, especially over Dale Cole Jr., who, again, even if he led the most laps and won the race, he'd need Mitchell and Nanico both to finish 21st and 22nd. So Cole is doing everything he can, but Adam Mitchell is more important for him to lead these laps. Scott Roush now up into third, and that's 60, and there's Sam Picard. Again, he's won here in the CRTS. He won in Diego Yepes Incorporated equipment, then Monster Motorsports equipment in that 77. I believe that was in the first season of the Crown Royal Truck Series. But Sam Picard in the 71 is challenging up here into the 4th position as Scott Roush is now possibly making a move for the race lead. That's not Scott Roush. I completely forgot that that's what swap happened. Roush was in the 60 this season. Now it's Cody Lamas in the 60. He's been in the 60 a couple races. Sorry, I haven't commentated the DPDS in a while. But now, Cody Lamas up into 2nd. Further back, look at the 12. That is Bob Helipad, no longer Vince Freeze in that number 12. He's up to 6th. Battle for 7th between James Ellison and Alex Turner. Back in 9th is Aiden Shepard, and 10th, Zach Rogers. Rogers did not qualify for the Molson Modifieds race this weekend, but he is up there in this 21. Started pretty far back in 21st. He's up inside the top 10, just at the edge of the top 10 in 10th. Casey Nanico now up to 13th. Ricky Freeman Jr. trying to move on through here. Daniel Kobza and Kyle Corbett 18 and 19 points back between those two from the points leaders, and now they are struggling in the back as well. Adam Mitchell leads a draft train as Joe Rutkowski is now going to make a move on Sam Picard. It's a 3-car single file up front as now Cody Lamas looking to the inside of Mitchell, and Dale Cole Jr. tried to throw a nose under there. 10 of 38. This race is going by quick, and caution is out. It's Bob Helipad in the number 12, and it is Adam Mitchell who led them back around. So I think right now, as they're running and how Iowa is, you can't really hold on out front too long in this car. Now he will pick up these laps led under caution. I think that will lock in that 2nd bonus point for Mitchell. So that is very important now, as Casey Nanico has got to be sweating back there. He sits now inside the top 10, so he's coming. But remember, if Adam Mitchell wins this race, Casey Nanico has nothing he can do, and Mitchell has some speed early on. Daniel Cobbs in the 93 has fallen to 18th, and Kyle Corbett is 19th. They're trying to pick up spots. John Felber has some heavy damage to the side of that 26. He's down pit road, and Bob Helipad pacing around with even heavier damage, but he's not coming down pit road. 26 team, the BK Racing team, will go and try to repair that car. Cody Lamas up to 2nd, a great run for this Ditech Motorsports entry. He's up in 2nd, a great performance there. And Pontiac Power Sports number 66 sits 4th. You got the CFRO 71. This is the only series that they've gotten a top 10 in, other than the Mountain Dew Custom Series, of course. But the CRTS, this team has been struggling. They're trying to come out and perform that way as well. James Ellison in the 39 is 8th, as he swapped from SBR to Evernham this season. Will be coming back for another season. Is not signed yet, though. Ricky Freeman Jr., he's been out of the series for a while. He's come back with his own team now in the DPDS after a failed Mountain Dew Custom Series and Crown Royal Truck Series attempts with Roger Racing and his own team in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Freeman is back with his DPDS team. We're pacing around. Bob Helipad, John Felber looked to bring out the first caution of the day. It was on lap 11. Bring us back to the action after this, but let's go ahead and take a replay of what happened to bring out the first caution of the day. So coming down the back straightaway, Helipad goes down, tries to block the 91. Turner runs into the side of him, spins him up the track. He's going to nose it in, and then Felber just nowhere to go, clips him on the side. Under caution for the first time today, a simple spin with Helipad, damage to the 26 and 12. Bring guys back to the action for the restart here at the Champions 150 at Iowa. Pacing around here on lap 14 of 38. We'll be going back racing on lap 15. Adam Mitchell is your race leader. Cody Lama sits second, and third is Dale Cole Jr. Fourth is Joe Rutkowski, and fifth is Sam Picard. In sixth, Alex Turner, who was part of that crash just a few laps ago. Seventh is Aiden Shepard. Eighth, James Ellison. Ninth, Zach Rogers. And 10th, points leader coming into this race, Casey Nanico. Right now, second in the points. Jordan Forbes 11th, Max Anderson 12th, Mitchell Collins 13th, Freeman 14th, and Dox 15th. 16th is Zebra Tour, then York, Kobza, and Corbett, 2 championship contenders. Luchon, Helipad, and Felber, all 22 cars still in this race. 2 cars damaged up. The 91 might have some front end damage as well. Adam Mitchell leading us back around. He's trying to get those extra bonus points, leading most laps. Green flags back in the air. We're racing once again here at Iowa. Coming off of turn 2 up front, they spread out, but back there, Alex Turner holding up Aiden Shepard. There might be some damage to that 91 car. As now Casey Nanico shoves Zach Rogers out of the way. That's for the 9th position. He has no time to waste. Moving his way through the field, trying to win this championship for Columbus. Is now, here comes the 60 of Cody Lamas to the inside of Adam Mitchell. One thing to point out, if Mitchell scores the most points in this race, Mitchell only needs to finish ahead of Casey Nanico to win the title, or to tie for the title. It depends on what the average finish comes out to be after that, as Nanico has a slightly better average finish than Mitchell. But as long as he finishes 1 or 2 positions ahead, or I should say as long as he finishes 2 points ahead of them, as Dale Cole Jr. made contact with Cody Lamas. And look at Mitchell up the middle, and he's going to lead that lap. Contact between the two, I believe, 2 Pontiacs. Yeah, the 89 and 60 there. And Adam Mitchell shoots back into the lead. We have 20 laps to go this time by. But what a move by Adam Mitchell. Took it 3 wide up the middle of 2 rows back into the race lead. But now he has to defend over a former Mountain Dew Custom Series driver, former CRTS driver. He's made many starts, probably the most starts out of anyone in the DPDS this season. In the total in the NSDCA, but Adam Mitchell now has to hold off a former Crown Royal Truck Series winner here. Now Alex Turner kind of sliding through the corners. You got the 77 working to the inside of him. Casey Nanico being shoveled back. That's not good for him. And back further back, Corbett and Kobza just cannot work their way through this traffic. It's really hard. The track is slick. It's at night. The track's cool. You see 2 cars slow back there. Battle for third, Aiden Shepard versus Alex Turner. But as we were saying, Alex Turner. As we were saying, Adam Mitchell in the 61, as long as he finishes 2 spots ahead of Casey Nanico, that should pretty much be enough to seal the deal for this championship. As now Sam Picard wants to win for CFRO this season in the final race of the DPDS series. But Adam Mitchell, all he needs to do is finish just 2 spots ahead of Casey Nanico, and he's got it. Nanico very far back right now, back in 9th, but then again, you can see just how easily that outside line could cost you spots. You see now Dale Cole Jr. is stuck in the middle, but look how far back Cody Lamas is. Went from 2nd on the restart back to about 15th right now, as they are 3 wide. Ricky Freeman Jr. throwing it in under the 01 and 89. I think he might have made some contact there as he's working his way through the field. Casey Nanico in that 85 now sits just inside the top 10 in 9th. He's working his way up, and Adam Mitchell going back for the race lead. This is really not what Nanico wants to see, because this 61 car is bad fast. Remember, though, if Mitchell finishes 1st or 2nd, you have a couple more bonus points over that 3rd position and on back if you finish there, as the winner gets 40 points, 2nd gets 37, and 3rd gets 35. So really, if Mitchell finished 2nd this race and Nanico didn't win, Mitchell could also lock up the championship. But right now, Nanico is on the move. He's on the hunt towards the front. He's up inside the top 5 as Ricky Freeman Jr. in that 92 is going to throw it to the inside. Finally, Freeman's actually showing some true potential here in the lower series instead of just jumping into the deep end up in the CRTS. A lot of people have said that this driver is really bad. He's been signed on, though, to Kyle Corbett Motorsports next season, so we'll see if he can perform down in the Molson Modifieds next season as well. But he's right now up inside the top 5, trying to work his way towards the front. Aiden Shepard bouncing off the wall. It's now Alex Turner. Alex Turner and Sam Picard and Aiden Shepard now trying to catch back up to Adam Mitchell. At this point, Mitchell has locked up that extra bonus point for leading the most laps, and he's putting on an absolute clinic here. He hasn't fallen outside of the top 5 yet this race, other than that 3 wide scare, but he got right back up to it as they're 3 wide for second once again. That's going to be Turner getting into the wall down the front straightaway. That inside line, when you go 2 and 3 wide down the front straightaway, they really tend to not give anyone room and just kind of push them up into the wall. So that's kind of a dirty move by you guys. Shame on you. But Daniel Cobbsa now starting to move his way through the field. I think it's too little too late. Mitchell and Nanico would pretty much have to blow engines right now for these guys to get up there. And Kyle Corbett, even worse. He's just does not have the speed. I don't think he's able to maneuver around the traffic as well as he has been this season. But he does have 2 wins. That's still not a season to laugh at. As you see, John Felber in this 26 is slow. We're coming to 10 to go. This could be a wrench in Adam Mitchell's plans if Felber holds him up too much, because Nanico is right behind him. He's caught back up to this front group just outside the top 5. I believe Nanico sits about 8th right now. But Adam Mitchell in the 61, just hoping that he can bring it on home. There is John Felber. How will this happen right here? Felber in the 26, Mitchell in the 61, slows him up. He goes right behind him. I don't know why, but now he shoves that 26 to the outside, makes short work of him through turn 2, but that brings Sam Picard right back to the bumper. And look at the Fitzwater Australia Racing, number 59, up in 4th. Multiple teams in the Dr. Pepper Dash and Molson Modifieds do not have the money really to run these cars. However, the difference between this and the MDCS and CRTS, it's a lump sum for the entry fees. You pay a flat rate at the beginning of the season, and you're allowed to run all 9 races even if your team goes negative, because all the costs have pretty much been covered for. That's why you still see Fitzwater Australia Racing's Desmond Docks here. Also why you see the 08 with Eric Stamp in both series still running for Ace Draw Motorsports. And why the 17, the outside line sim racing 17 of Mason Ramsey, was able to win the last Molson Modified race as well. But we're coming down to the closing lap. Sam Picard wants to win for Cloud Foster Racing Operations. Now, Aiden Shepard all over Adam Mitchell. Mitchell has never won in the Dr. Pepper Dash series. He's won, I believe, in the Molson Modifieds this season, but not in the DPDS. Now sends Sam Picard up the racetrack. Side by side for the race lead. CFRO versus Hagen Enterprises. One team is struggling but does have more money. The other team is looking to expand their operations next season. Coming around, it's 5 laps to go. Mitchell back into the race lead. Now Nanico, I believe the 26 has held him up. He's back now outside of the top 10 and 13th. Daniel Cobbsa was up there, but Kyle Corbett still remains pretty much last. One car blowing up. Another Zachary Racing engine expires, and it's the 87 of Max Anderson. They really need to buff out whatever's going on wrong with that team. Look at Daniel Cobbsa. He's inside the top 10 looking for some spots. If Adam Mitchell wrecks out, man, Cobbsa could win this championship at this point if that 61 was not up there. That 93 is on fire, but I just think it's too little too late. Mitchell is out in front. He goes a bit wide, but he only has 3 laps to go. He's been up front this entire race. He has the most laps led. He has all the bonus points. He just needs to finish ahead of Casey Nanico now, and Nanico's outside of the top 10. The 61 has not been outside of the top 5 all night. Here comes Aiden Shepard for the 77 team. Diego Yepes Incorporated, it's number 77, trying to get that car back to victory lane for the first time. Now they are on the back bumper of Adam Mitchell. It's 2 laps to go here in the Champions 150. If Mitchell can just finish out this race, he has the championship in the bag. Picard has fallen back to 4th. He was the strongest one. There is Bob Helipad. Damage number 12 as Aiden Shepard makes the move for the race lead on the final lap. White flag is out here at Iowa. The 77 has gone to victory lane already in the NSDCA as the 61 is into the wall. That's going to take Mitchell out of it. Now, Aiden Shepard versus Sam Picard. Just one more corner and the 77 goes back to victory lane at Iowa, and that's what he will do. Aiden Shepard comes out of turn number 4. He wins the race, but Adam Mitchell goes across the line to finish 4th. He is the Dr. Pepper Dash Series champion for season number 3. A dominant performance here at Iowa. Casey Nanico, the biggest choke we've seen in the championship hunt. He had an over race lead before the halfway point in the season, and it's gone downhill for him. He will finish second in the title hunt. And look at Adam Mitchell. Even Daniel Kobza wants to come out there and congratulate him, but Mitchell is going to take an extra lap for the fans. He is the Dr. Pepper Dash Season 3 champion. Adam Mitchell for Hagen Enterprises. It's a team that is not in the higher series. Larry Hagen was funding it out of his own pocket for the first couple seasons. They got Petco as a sponsor, and I think they'll be back in this number 61. Adam Mitchell has had so many opportunities this season in the higher divisions, and he gets to cap it off with a championship here in the Dr. Pepper Dash Series. That is a great performance this season by Adam Mitchell. He misses out on his first DPDS win, but he gets the championship anyway. Congratulations to the 61 team, the Hagen Enterprises Dodge of Adam Mitchell. We thank you guys for tuning in to 38 laps here at the Champions 150 at Iowa. Following up this weekend is the Mountain Dew Custom Series race here. That is, I believe, 50 laps, and the Crown Royal Truck Series race that is 75 laps. Bunch of action here to see here at Iowa. We thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. The DPDS is off for the rest of the season. We'll come back next year at Homestead, the fan favorite track in this division. We still have the Molson Modifieds to finish up. They still have 4 more races. Crown Royal Truck Series has 3 more races. The Mountain Dew Custom Series has 2 more races. Should be an exciting few weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching the Dr. Pepper Dash Series here. We'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.